Once upon a time, when animals lived together as one kingdom, caring for each other as a community, a great famine struck the land. The famine lasted for a long time, and as the third season approached, all the food they had stored was gone. The drought was so severe that the rains refused to fall. The earth cracked under the blazing sun, and the rivers dried to dust. The trees no longer had leaves, and their fruits were all gone. Hunger spread through the kingdom like wildfire. The animals were dying in great numbers, and all their prayers, all their sacrifices to the gods, could not turn things around. After much thought, the lion, king of the animals, summoned all creatures beneath the great Iroko tree. From the tiny ant to the mighty elephant, all gathered. Tired, hungry, weary, their furs had become scanty and dull. Their ribs pressed against their thin skin. Even the nobles among them, like the elephant and the dog, could not stand tall. The lion's voice thundered. Brothers and sisters, the land has betrayed us. Our crops are gone. The rivers are dried. For us to survive, I have come up with a solution. Each family must bring one of their own, to be eaten by the kingdom. The animals fell quiet. You could hear pin drop. The animals were gripped with fear, grief, refusal. The animals protested. We will not eat our own. We will not kill our kin to survive. They left in anger. A while passed and nothing changed. The land became drier. The trees started to die off, and was nothing left to eat. More families perished, and even the young could no longer withstand the hunger. This time, the animals returned to the king, and after long deliberation, they surrendered to his plan on one condition. We will bring only our aged ones, or the sick ones. Only those who bring their kin will share in the food. Resigned to fate, they returned home heavy with sorrow. One by one, the animals brought their kin to be eaten as food. Though this kept them alive, it was still not enough. Soon it would be Dog's turn, and Dog's heart trembled, for he had only his mother left. Old, frail, yet her eyes still shone with love each time she looked at him. That night, Dog lay beside her, listening to her shallow breath, and he made a vow. No matter what happens, Mama, I will not let them take you. You will not die for us to live. Before dawn, Dog twisted vines into a rope, and with secret words of power whispered in old proverbs, he climbed the twisted vine, carrying his mother with him into the sky. Higher and higher they rose until the earth lay far below. When they got into the clouds, he laid her down gently. Stay here, Mama. No, I will find you in this place. And since he could only use the secret power once in a lifetime, he had to call to his mother to drop the magical vine. Mama, whenever I want to see you, I will sing our secret song. When the animals asked where his mother was, Dog lowered his gaze. She's gone. The famine has claimed her. Every night, when shadows grew long, Dog returned to their spot, sang their secret song, and his mother would drop the vine. With aching paws and trembling breath, he climbed into the sky, carrying scraps, yam peels, bitter roots, a gnawed bone. One evening, his mother touched his face with tears in her eyes. My son, she whispered, you are starving yourself for me. But Dog shook his head. I will eat, little Mama, so you may eat enough. Another time, when the wind tore at the vine and nearly flung him down, he dug his claws deep, refusing to let go. When he reached the clouds at last, his mother whispered, your love is stronger than hunger, my child. Then one day, as Dog turned to leave, a voice called from the heavens, for the kindness you have shown your mother, I will give you the gift of food for the rest of your life. And platters of food and cups of wine appeared before him. Dog rejoiced and fed his mother, but the voice warned, tell no one. If you share this secret, the gift will vanish. But soon, Tortoise noticed Dog's shining coat and strong body. One night he followed the dog and noticed a vine descended, and the dog climbed it into the sky. The tortoise waited and saw the dog return just before dawn. When the dog left, the tortoise went to the same spot and tried to call down the vine using different songs, but the vine did not come down. He used all the magic he knew, yet the vine remained far in the sky. The tortoise, cunning as always, decided to trick the dog and find out the secret. So he went to the dog and pretended to have no knowledge of the vine. Slyly, he said to the dog, my friend, while we starve, you grow fat. Please help me. My children are dying. I don't want my family to perish. Reluctantly, the dog took pity on him and agreed to take the tortoise with him when next he goes up the vine. The dog told the tortoise to meet him at dusk deep in the savannah. When they met at the appointed time, the dog sang the secret song to his mother. The dog's mother, hearing her son's voice, was excited and lowered the vine. Tortoise climbed with the dog into the sky. When he got into the sky and saw the feast in the clouds, Tortoise's eyes widened. He was so excited. He could not keep still. He ran from one plate to the other, stuffing different foods into his mouth. He ate until he could no more. He even stuffed food into his hat. But when he returned, he could not keep quiet. He boasted to every animal he met, "I can end the famine." Lion got news of the tortoise's claim and summoned him. "Tortoise, I hear you can end the famine." Tortoise puffed his chest and responded to the lion, "Yes, I can." The lion promised him riches, half of the kingdom, and power once the famine is over. On the appointed day, Tortoise mimicked dog's song. On hearing the voice, the dog's mother became suspicious, as the voice was not like that of her son. Though suspicious, lowered the rope. But as she pulled the vine up, she noticed the felt the weight of many. Her suspicion grew, and she looked down and saw the whole kingdom swarming up the vine. Her eyes filled with sorrow. With one sharp cry, she cut the rope. The dog returned to their spot, unaware of Tortoise's betrayal. He sang as always, but no vine descended. His mother had cut the vine and could no longer send it down to him. With sorrow, she looked down at the sun she could no longer reach. Betrayed by the tortoise, the dog's mother was gone forever. From that day, Dog raised his head each night and howled. His cries rose into the darkness, calling to the mother hidden in the heavens. It is not mere noise or madness. It is remembrance. It is love for the mother he lost. This story teaches us to be careful who we share our secrets with, who we trust, to know that you cannot vouch for anyone but yourself, and be careful in our dealings others, and to thread with caution when helping others. That is the end of our story for today. Please share, like, and subscribe to our channel for more stories. Until next time, keep your head up.